combination of prohibited and restricted, predominantly Glock-type handguns, that were seized 1 week ago on Monday, August 21st at a hotel in the North York area. Staff members who were cleaning a hotel room located 3 firearms in that room and contacted police. 33 MCU continued the investigation from that point, executed a search warrant, and located an additional 25 firearms. Mr. Ahmed Farah, 30 years, has been arrested and charged with 135 firearm-related offenses in relation to these handguns, and 1 charge for failing to comply with the release order. As you know, gun violence continues to be one of the most significant public safety concerns in our city. The vast majority of gun violence is perpetrated by people who are unlawfully in possession of illegal crime guns that you see before you. These guns were 100% destined for our streets in Toronto, and as a result of this seizure, they cannot be used to take someone else's life and severely injure and maim people. I would just like to thank the other additional units that supported 33 in this endeavor. Our forensic identification service officers did an excellent job with this. There was support from the Organized Crime Firearms Enforcement Unit and other units of the Toronto Police. So I'd like to thank the men and women who staffed those units for their work. As I've said before, they work behind the scenes, and I'm able to stand in front of you and acknowledge it. So thank you to the men and women of all our units. And we'll take questions now. Thanks.
How unusual is it for cleaning staff to make a discovery like this and report it?
How unusual? Well,
I mean, how much do you commend them? I mean, is it, I don't know, is this, you know, were they brave to do this? Were they?
Absolutely, absolutely. I would suggest that they did the right thing. You know, they did the honorable thing, and I would absolutely commend them in this situation. This is a significant seizure. I can tell you that, you know, the Toronto Police Service has seized 382 crime guns to date for the year of 2023. Province of Ontario is 1,301. So we are responsible for, you know, almost 30% of the crime gun seizures. So absolutely, I would like to commend that hotel employee, 100%.
Tell me about the guns in front of you. Where did they come from? What kind of gun? Are they handmade? Are they, where did they come from?
Yeah. The investigation is still continuing at this point. We've engaged in tracing. I can tell you that a portion of it have been traced all to the southern U.S. at this point, southern U.S. states. These guns are not handmade. They're Glock, which is obviously a, you know, one of the #1 manufacturers, and a couple other types. So that's what we're saying right now about it.
136 charges?
Correct.
That's a lot. You know, can you talk about the range of offenses? Is this accused connected to organized criminal activity?
Those are specifically offenses in relation to the firearms you see in front of you. They're in relation to the differences between prohibited and restricted. There's a number of overcapacity, I believe 22 overcapacity magazines, which are prohibited. So there's a separate charge for each capacity. So that's where the number of charges comes into play.
Is this person working alone?
This investigation is still continuing, and all of our members, being led by 33 in this case, are continuing the investigation.
It's pretty brave of the hotel employee to make a call on this to Toronto Police.
Absolutely. And not just the employee, the staff, the management, and 100%. It's the public's role, and they've absolutely fulfilled their role. We cannot do our job without the public's assistance, and this is a perfect example of that assistance and that integrity with the public, allowing us to, you know, embark on this investigation.
The public is very frustrated that so many guns are coming across the border. You traced some of them, you said. You know, what can you tell us about why these guns are getting across the border so frequently, and what specifically could be done to minimize this in some way?
Well, this is not the first time that we've stood in front of you with a large seizure of handguns. So, and it's a very common knowledge that we have probably one of the largest, if not the largest, undefended border in the free world. So there is a lot of border crossings. There is a lot of opportunity. And I can tell you that our federal partners and provincial partners, are working very diligently with cross-border enforcement, as we have units within the Toronto Police Service that are working to that too, in collaboration and in close hand with our American partners.
What more can you tell us about the location of where these first 3 guns were located?
I can't tell you anything more about that.
In North York, though, you said North York area?
Correct.
That's in North York.
Correct.
And where did the investigation take you? How many other locations did you locate the other 25 at?
All 28 handguns were located in the same location.
Oh,
Yes.
so the hotel staff saw 3, and then when you investigated, you found 28 in that hotel room.
Correct.